Everybody, this is your boy DrkBLADExx, ex of the Dark and Fortress Gaming Network, aka Black Hawk, the Vigilator for DCO. What's going on? What's good with you, people? Let's get it. Welcome to the 7th anniversary event, Attack of the Anti-Monitors. In this video, we're doing how to solo Purge the Merge with any power set. We're talking about atomic all the way to water. Alright, so I said in one of my videos that I was going to do all of this video again because of the new power set water and also because of revamp, although it's pretty much the same thing. If you guys take nothing else away from this video, take this. Anybody level 10 to CR 200 and up can do this solo by themselves, but you just need to break yourself of the habit of actually going through your regular rotation and regular moves. You want to use moves that have CC effects, but also use certain moves that also do a lot of damage very quickly. For the most part, you're not going to be using the same loadout or even rotation that you do in regular content, because this isn't that type of thing. This is an event, and since you're trying to solo, aka no backup, by yourself, this really isn't meant to be soloed. So the fact that you're trying to solo this means you got to break your habit and do something different. So you're going to be using moves that you really wouldn't have in your regular loadout. And sometimes you're only going to be using 3 moves out of your 6 that you have in your loadout. So you're not really doing your rotation. So break yourself of that habit. Now when I say CC effect, I mean moves that do stuns, encasements, knockdowns, knockbacks. You know, saying anything along those sides. CC effects, aka crowd controlling. You're going to want to have moves like that in your loadout. You also want to have some moves that will also do a lot of damage very quickly. Alright, we're going to jump right in it, going from powers atomic all the way to power water, alphabetical order. This is my level 15 atomic tank. Now I also will be showing you how to do everything with DPS, because most people are DPSs. There are some sub-roles in the game, but most people are DPSs. So I'm going to show you guys from a DPS perspective. This will be the only sub-role power I show, just because it's kind of interesting how it works out. This is an atomic tank, a tank that does a lot of damage in its role. Now don't get me wrong, there are a lot of tanks in the game that do a lot of damage too, but atomic is pretty interesting because of the mechanics of it. Most moves in atomic will pull enemies towards you while you do attacks. Like those pull moves also do a lot of damage, put it that way. Now because of the mechanics of this is why atomic is so interesting. No matter where you're in tank or DPS, you have something that can pull enemies towards you. However, while you're doing those pulls, keep in mind this: no matter what power set you are, you want to make sure that you're not in a position where you have a pillar of light between you and an ad. Because when you attack an ad, or even do any type of aggro to it, or CC effect, it will then start coming towards you instead of the light. And if it walks into that light, or comes in contact with that pillar of light, it gets instantly absorbed. Instantly. Once 3 of them are absorbed, you have to face a giant demon after that. Alright, we're going to be moving on to atomic DPS now, and DPS for the rest of the power sets. As I said earlier, it doesn't take a lot of dominance to do CC moves here because the dominance requirement is very low in open world content. So everybody should be able to do CCs in open world or solo missions, and even duos. Once again, never put yourself in a position where you have a enemy have a pillar of light between you and the enemy. As you guys can see, I'm kind of walking around the outside, making sure that I aggro things. And as far as my rotation goes, I'm not really using my full rotation, as you guys can see. I'm not using every single power here. I'm using some, but that's only because of the reach that certain moves have, or how many things it hits in one go. That's about it. As you guys can see, I like to have like a little setup when I start beginning. I like to aggro everything in the area first, usually with a weapon attack or a power attack that hits a lot of things. And then I like to start doing my actual attacks. In that time frame, I do take some damage there, but I have a soda ready, so I don't really care how long it takes me to aggro everything that comes at me. Usually there's about 4 to, I want to say, even 6 demons that come out at one time. As long as you can aggro those 6, you don't have to worry about the next set coming up until you actually start doing little bit of damage to them and they start clearing them out. Now, that's not always the case. There's been cases where I attack maybe 2 or 3 demons, and then out of nowhere, 15 Shadow Demons show up. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's Meps messing with me. But, yeah. That's happened to me a few times. But as you guys can see here, man, I do an attack that aggroes things, and then I start doing my damage from there. Hands down, my favorite power set in the game. That might be just a little bit of bias because it's a kind of a Hulk-like power. But anyway, when I'm Earth, I like to use the natural pull Earth and Grip to pull everything to me. It's a pull move that grabs more than one ad now thanks to revamp. So I'll make sure to pull them all towards me using that move, and then I'll get rid of them all with Jackhammer. Notice how I'm walking around here, making sure I aggro everything. I'll even use Epic Center to pull things to me. But I'm making sure that I don't have anything going into the Pillar of Light, and then I'll just get rid of them all at once. Using Jackhammer. And quick, easy. One of my favorite power sets. My second favorite power set is definitely Electricity. Not so much for this Purge the Merge, but it's still my second favorite power set. Alright, so what I like using here is, I like using Arc Lightning. It's a move that jumps from one enemy to the next, so you can kind of chain your attacks that way. So it's a move that you hit one enemy, and if they're close enough to the next enemy, it aggroes them too as well, and that's really what I'm trying to do. I try to aggro all the enemies that can come towards me, and then once they're close enough, I do my attacks. That's every power set, so Arc Lightning helps greatly for that. Also, this is one of the few power sets where I actually do go through a rotation once I get that aggro on me. One of the few power sets I can say that about. Like, I don't really go through all my rotations, really, with any other power set besides Electricity and maybe Water. Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe Water. Maybe. Anyway, the one thing that is current with any power set is I like to walk around the outside, make sure that the Pillar of Light is not between me and the enemy. I know I've said that many times, but that's true. Okay. Fire is very, very unique. I love Fire because there are so many moves that attack multiple enemies at the same time. So Fire is really, really good for that. Especially Flame Cascade. You can't go wrong with that, especially because it's a move you can use while moving. I don't like using moves that, even if they do a lot of damage, that keep me stationary, because anything can spawn anywhere, and I want to be able to, react to it. I don't want to have to stay frozen. So I love using moves that will let me move around while doing a lot of damage at the same time. Flame Cascade gives me that ability, although it's not like OP damage, but it's decent, so I like it. Also, the move Engulf is also great. God, Engulf is great. Once again, any tank power that has a pull move usually pulls multiple enemies at the same time, so that is just amazing. It does good damage too. Gadget's a very interesting power set to use for soloing because it is a controlling power set, so it's made for CC moves. Especially if you're using EMP Pulse or Paralyzing Dart, which Paralyzing Dart to me is nothing but a ranged AoE, so I love that. I love that aspect of it. Both of them do a lot of damage. EMP Pulse has the potential to kill, straight up just instant kill ads, especially the shadows. Now, it doesn't always do that, but sometimes it does do one-shots, so I love that. Same with Paralyzing Dart. Not always, but sometimes. So I'm doing a lot of CC effects, whether I'm doing encasements or where I'm just doing straight up just one-shots to them. This is a good power set. Once again, I'm just trying to aggro them, and then I'm going for the kill. I want to say sorry for the little skip in video right there. Once again, that's my console. Oh god. I really do need to get into the console. It does skip when I'm doing videos, so I apologize for that. Anyway, I love Heartlight power set. When it comes to Purge the Merge, however, it's a little bit awkward using it just solo, but I got over it real quickly. Once again, it's control power, so lots of CC moves. I just gotta remember to use CC moves, more so than looking for moves that do damage fast. Look for a lot of CC moves. such as the pool, encasements, things like that, and I'm good to go. Also, Light Blast also works good. It's a 35%er, does real good damage, and hits multiple targets, so... No, it's not OP damage, but it's good, decent damage, which I like. Okay, then there's Ice. Ice, oh my god, I really love Ice. Ice is fast, depending on what moves you set to use there, and you can really do a lot of aggroing at one time. Now, the one thing I didn't put in here, which I probably should have, was my pull move, Inescapable Storm. That would have helped out greatly. I didn't think to use that. Actually, I didn't think to use that, which I should have. Just like with any tank power, any poo move you have will help you out greatly, because you can definitely quickly pull everything to you and just have it on you, which is what you want. Especially if you're going for feats. I should have done that from the get-go, but didn't think about it. Alright, so this guy came in here at the last minute, but I mean, yeah, that ad was pretty much dead. Anyway, it was just one ad left, so I'm still gonna count that as soloing. Mental is really interesting. You're gonna see me use a lot of that Psychic Prison, although I really should wait until I'm around ads to do it though. It's not a stun effect outside of Control Roll, which I'm a little bit like about, but I understand. It's purely just damage when you're in DPS mode. You really want that pull. You really want that stun effect though, but whatever. So anyway, once I get everything on me, I just pull everything to me, and then I'm using Psychic Prison, pretty much. So I'm using Lift to, you know, get everything aggroed, pull everything to me, and then I'm using my Powerset. So I really can't say too much about Mental. Mental is just nice. It's nice. Munitions. Munitions was really interesting. Munitions, I like it, but then I don't like it for this mission. Love Munitions. I don't really like it for Purge The Merge. Only because it has a lot of moves that you really can't cancel out without canceling your damage. Although I will say this, they have made it so that you can walk around, but once you actually start targeting something, it's not like you can stop and switch to the next enemy, which I don't really like. I like being able to switch around to targets. But once again, it does have a lot of moves that do a lot of damage quickly, such as Explosions, which is a little bit of a knockback. It does a lot of big damage. And then there's also Scrapper Grenade, which is like a ranged damage move. I love that. I like nature. I really like nature. It reminds me a lot of electricity. They have certain moves that if the ads are close together, it will chain and hit the rest of the ads too. It's just like electricity, right? So I really like the power set. And it's one of the few power sets where even in Purge The Merge, I'm using a full rotation instead of just certain moves. So I really do like this. Once again, I like walk around the outside, make sure I aggro everything, and then I'm going through that rotation to kill stuff. Rinse, repeat, pretty much. Alright, the last control power, Quantum. Very fun power to play here. I can't lie, it's really fun. It's so much fun that I'll go through the full rotation. Don't need to. Do not need to, but it's fun doing it. Because there's just so many stuns you can do. You can pretty much just stop their way of life, way of thinking with this power set. You can make it so that they never leave their area. It's just that much fun. And the fun part about it, really, is that this is probably the one control power that had the most nerfs, I think, since Revamp. But, God, you can do so much with it. Now, don't get me wrong, Mental has been hit hard, too, but I think this is currently now the most hardest hit power. Currently, at least. But you can do so much with it. I'll just go through a full rotation. And then there's Rage. Rage is so interesting. You gotta love Rage, I think. The combos are slightly slow, though. I noticed that. Slightly slow. They have fast animations, but as far as being able to move from one ad to the next or into the next combo, it's a little bit slow. What I do like is the fact that they made the AoE area slightly bigger for certain combos, but at the same time, they also made the area smaller. Like, with certain moves like Outrage, you used to hit all around your 360, and now I notice that I can only hit to the front of me and to the left and to the right. The back of me, no one in back of me gets attacked with that move, which I kind of hate. Or it's just like random if it hits the back of them or you or not. I don't know. In different instances, it hits all around me, but with this one, it doesn't really seem to. It's weird. Sorcery, I need to play around with this power more. It's a really interesting power set. There are a lot of moves that probably weren't meant to do CC, but still do CC. So it's really fun. Especially with Sorcery, you can aggro a lot of things at one time with just using your rotation. Depending on what moves you have in there. So it's not really a power set I should go through a full rotation with, but it just hits everything, so why not? Also, you can see I'm using a pull power. Every single power in the game has a pull move now, so every single power. So I like putting those moves into my rotation. Makes me wonder why I didn't have Rage Bringer on my Rage one, but I digress. I should have, because the Supercharge isn't really going to help me out. But I had that in there. And finally, the newest power set, Water. I really love Water. It has two moves I love doing solo Purge with. It has move Drown and Water Sprout. It also has a pull move in case ads are getting too close to the portal, I like to pull them out of it. So I really love using those moves, Drown and Water Sprout. They both stop enemies in their tracks and do damage to them while doing it. So I really love that. They're both dots. Gotta love that. Once again, I'll walk around the outside to make sure that the portal is not between me and the ad. And then I'm just going around damaging. If I want to do a lot of damage, sometimes I will use just straight up a lance, because sometimes it is a one-shot move. It depends, though. Sometimes it's a one-shot. But yeah, I had a lot of fun using Water. Definitely a fun power set. I can't say enough about it. I love Water. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. This is all 15 power sets, atomic to Water, soloing Purge the Merge. Guys, if you guys like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to put out a lot more videos, guys. Also, if you have any comments for me or people watching this video, leave them in the comment section below. I will get back to you if they're for me. Guys, with that being said, I will also leave some links in the description below to other videos that have to do with this event. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. This is your boy DrkBLADExx at Dark Enforcers Gaming Network, aka Black Hawk, Division Leader for DCO. Dark Enforcers, Darkness Rises, holla.